Welcome back to the Jason Reuter Basketball Show here on BCHS.TV. I'm your host, Gary Ownbey, being joined today by head coach of the Bearettes, Jason Reuter, defending state champions in the AAA classification for Tennessee. And Coach, we missed last week's show due to the weather problems and all that when schools were closed and all that, but since we've met last and had an interview, you closed out your regular season in a winning way and closed out 23-3, your overall record. Very similar to what you had last year at this time last year, going into the postseason.
You got a good memory, Gary. That's right. We lost 3 games last year, so it had to be 3 losses. I don't know how many wins. I think that we're on track to be. We can do the math. There's 2 left in the district. There is 3 in the region. That's 5. There's sub-state 6, and there's 3 in the state tournament. 8, 9. If we won 9 in a row, we'd end up
32-3.
32-3.
It was 34-3 last year.
34-3 last year. So last time we talked, you're right, it was a couple weeks ago. So we've had a lot of wrapped up the district and had a long stretch before we play again. A lot of people are asking me what I'm doing on this with this kind of break. We had 11 days between Saudi Daisy and our next game,
which is this coming Saturday.
This coming Saturday, we will play the winner of Walker Valley, McMinn County. Mm-hmm. Now they are number 4 and 5. You may say, what do you got to worry about? Well, McMinn is favored to win that game, and McMinn is dangerous. They have, I've said, the best 3-point shooting team in the district. And but we have the advantage. They play the night before. Mm-hmm. We're preparing. I'm not letting secrets out. We're preparing today for McMinn County, not Walker Valley, McMinn, and we'll prepare tomorrow for McMinn County, and so on. So we have that advantage where McMinn County has to get ready for Walker Valley. So, mm-hmm. But anyhow, we're looking forward to the opportunity to try to win another district championship.
We talked after a couple of those games there that I said, how do you prepare with that long layoff? And you said, well, there's some things that we do that helps us out there. So give the fans a hint about, you play some of the scrimmage the freshman team, the freshman kids. You can't scrimmage another team that's in the TSSAA. You're only allowed to do it like an internal here on campus or something like that, aren't you?
That's correct. We can only we can scrimmage students here at Bradley High. We went against a freshman team last week. We tried to simulate a game as close as I could. We got Matt Moody and Kurt Campbell, 2 employees here, and they officiate, mm-hmm. AAU and elementary ball, and so we had 2 officials. We played 4 8-minute quarters. We kept score. We kept stats. We kept fouls, and we are going to duplicate that again tomorrow. And that's the best I can do. I can't dial up. There's somebody said, won't you try to play another team? It's not that easy. You got regulations. You got so many games you can play. First of all, for me to find someone who had an extra game would be like finding a needle in the haystack. And number 2, would they be willing to play us? When you put all those things together, it's almost impossible to pull off.
They've got their own district tournament.
They got their own district tournament. They've got their own. Maybe they may be. Some of them are trying to heal up from injuries. Some of them are wanting time off. It's the longest layoff I've ever had in my career. But I say layoff. We're talking about from game to game.
Right.
11 days. So I knock on wood, we're pretty healthy. Nothing major as far as injuries right now. I hope the flu season has passed by, and you got to be careful too, Gary. You got to have a little rest. You got to be. I've once read where there's more gold medals lost from overtraining than undertraining at the end. When you think you got to bear down, our practices are, they're once we get stretched and get loose, we're talking an hour and 15 minutes. We did lift yesterday for 30 minutes, but today, once we get loose and get warmed up, we'll go for about an hour and 15 minutes, and that'll be it. That'll be it. Of course, we're going to watch some film,
right?
30 minutes together. So there's more to this but you want to keep them sharp, and you want to keep their focus. If you're not careful, you can burn a kid out. You can burn them out. Basketball is a marathon. I don't know of any. You commentate football, baseball, PA announcer. I mean, basketball is a long season.
Very long.
Very long.
In October, I guess, with official practice. And in front of that, you have summer ball and AAU ball in front of that. So
yeah, you got to weigh it out. I think as I've gotten older, I've got a little wiser. You go hard when you need to, but you also don't confuse intensity with how long we go.
Right.
Hour and 15 minutes.
But you're going pretty hard.
We're going hard. Yeah, yeah.
Well, from what I've seen, and I've been watching Bearettes basketball for almost 60 years, I guess now. The team has come together. You had some changes there in the midseason, and you've got Jemiah Williams stepping in at point guard, and boy, she's doing an incredible job with very, very few turnovers. Seems to have the confidence level. I mean, she's kicked her game up another level, seems like, to fill in the spot she need to. And then inside, you've gone to three bigs inside. We call the taller girls the bigs, and you've got three girls that are 6'1", 5'11", 6'2", whatever. Anna Walker and Alexis Barnes and Anna Mahoney are. Those are three pretty formidable girls inside, and we can do a lot of damage in the paint when that ball's in there, and rebounding wise and so forth. And it ups our shooting percentage too, because hopefully you're getting a lot of putbacks because of good rebounding, which increase your winning percentage because you're making high percentage shots in there if you can get the ball in there.
That's you're a pretty good storyteller, Gary. That's a pretty good story. The triple post offense.
Yeah.
We didn't really change our offense, but we're playing three post players. And actually puts my best three-point shooter, Anna Walker, on the wing. Mm-hmm. So, sometimes you get a lemon and you make lemonade out of it. Yeah. And we had to reinvent ourselves a little bit, but Jemiah Williams, I knew could get the job done. You got Sloan Carpenter, who's coming in as a freshman. And then, once again, it's the same old analogy, do your job. Do your job. Yep. If our girls do our job, and we've got a good shot as anybody. We don't know we're ranked number one, and you haven't even mentioned that, but I don't know who is number one. I don't know anyone knows who's number one.
We're going to find out about 3 weeks.
We're going to find out, and it's a lot like last year. We probably weren't favored to win it going in. We were somewhere in the mix of 5 or 6 teams, and I think we're right in that mix again. What do you think?
I think you are too, from what I've seen. The team's playing really good ball right now. And it's the time of year where you've got to take care of business, as you say. You've got to have a little luck. You've got to have things fall your way. But the main thing is be ready to play anytime, no matter who it is, because you don't know when you get into the tournament who you're playing from one night to the next almost. And you don't know until the night before who you're going to be playing this Saturday even.
That's true. And
it continues on.
Basketball is a lot like life. You don't know. You're not promised anything. We could have the wrong game at the wrong time, and our season would be over.
Yeah.
We're not planning on that. I like my girls. I like my team. When you see a coach that likes his team, that means, I guess what I'm saying, I like being around them, and I enjoy coaching them. And, I'm not going to compare whose teams are better, which year was better. I just know I like my team, and I don't know if we're going to win it all or not, but I just can't see this team going down without giving every ounce of effort they have. And when you got that, you lay down and sleep pretty good at night.
Yep. Let's talk about former Bearette while we get a minute before we wrap things up here. Ryan Howard, who is doing great things at Kentucky, National Player of the Year, SEC Freshman of the Year last year, National Freshman of the Year, as well as SEC Freshman. Picked right up, even increased her score about 7 points per game, and she's in the mix now to be the National Player of the Year, no matter what grade you're in. Broke her little finger on her offhand last week. Missed 3 games, come back and played with a cast on and played quite well, thank you, this past Saturday when she scored, I think, 26 points, had 10 rebounds. Just a double-double, another day at the office for her. But, man, is she repping our school well?
Yes, I talked to her mother the night she broke the finger. They didn't know how severe, but they found out it was broken. And she had 2 choices, either cast it and play in about 10 to 12 days, or have surgery immediately and be out 6 or 7 weeks.
Whoa.
She's going to have surgery either way. But they cast it and let her play after about, I think she was out, missed 3 games. Yeah.
Yep.
But that was about 10 or 12 days. And so she's playing with a broken finger in a hard cast, but they've surrounded it with a very spongy cast. Mm-hmm. You got all these regulations, because that could hurt someone.
Oh, yeah.
But they've got a very soft cover over it. She's not 100%. You can't be.
No.
But Ryan, it was Sunday, by the way. They played Mississippi State. I got home in time from practice to watch it.
One of the top teams in the country.
Ranked number 6, and she had, like you said, 26 points, double 10 or 12 rebounds. Was she have? Yep. She's the best player on the floor that night, and that's with a cast on one hand. So she's human. Look, she's going to make mistakes, but man, she is in the running. I knew when she came here, I knew she was very special, and I knew when she left that she would make an impact immediately in Kentucky. And I can't say that about every player. I just knew this player, and I knew what Kentucky needed. They needed help. And when you look at a girl that can play anywhere on the floor, Gary, that your stock goes up.
Yeah.
So
and she can do that.
She can play anywhere on the floor, and we're proud of her. And I just want, it shows a little bit about her commitment to the team. Play with it broke, have surgery after season, or go ahead and do the surgery now. And she decided to put off the inevitable and go ahead and try to help the team immediately. So
well, that's the kind of person she is.
Yeah, she's a winner. She's a winner.
Coach, appreciate you as always joining us for our show this week. We're going to wrap things up now. Ask the folks to come out and support the Bears and Bearettes when they play this. Starting this Saturday, the girls will play at 3 o'clock against the winner of Walker Valley McMinn County game, which will be contested Friday night. They'll play at 3 o'clock Saturday, and they'll move on to play no matter what happens Monday night in either championship or consolation, which also means since they're first in the district, they'll be playing in the region somewhere next week.
We got to win. We got to win Saturday. If we win Saturday, we're guaranteed a home round here at Jim Smitty. Now this district tournament's all at Walker Valley. I'm sure you said that, but 3 o'clock Saturday, Walker Valley. Be there. We need your support.
Until then, this is Gary Ownbey saying for now, God bless and go Bears.